Hello everyone, welcome back to That Friday Guy. So I'm just going to be doing a short video on why I think The Mandalorian worked for Disney branching off and why the sequel trilogy didn't. So like the Phantom Menace review, this one, it won't be on one take because it just sounds horrible, so I don't really know what to say. But yeah, it will be unscripted because I prefer to give my opinions unscripted. So you'll find this out when I eventually get around to reviewing the sequels, but I hate them because, for one, I feel like they ruin Star Wars, but potentially one of the main reasons is that their main saga films being treated as just general superhero films. They're films for everyone, which is fine, but in my opinion, at least main saga films should be for primarily Star Wars fans, because that's primarily who's going to be taking in the content. However, the reason The Mandalorian works in places that the sequel trilogy doesn't is because it's a spin-off show. It's on Disney+. It's not that crucial to the main saga. It's just about a warrior, and this is something I love about The Mandalorian. It's just small-scale events throughout the galaxy. It subtly shows how the New Republic's reign is going, and it doesn't get in the bits of the sequel trilogy. As we see, the New Republic is not doing very well, because despite the Rebels' victory at Yavin, it does not mean the rest of the galaxy is just going to come to heel. The New Republic has a really difficult task ahead of it, and they show this, but it's not really the main plot, because within The Mandalorian, it's just small scale events. Mandalorian appeals to many fans, obviously because of Baby Yoda, but because it's not really difficult to get into. You can just watch an episode and carry on from there. Obviously, in the Star Wars main saga, you kind of have to watch the preceding episodes. So to summarise, The Mandalorian, it's easy to get into. It has a really cute protagonist. The Mandalorian is actually a really good protagonist, kind of gets overshadowed due to Grogu, but as a protagonist in this kind of show, like the adventure western show, he works really well. Again, small scale. And I'll admit, I went into The Mandalorian expecting to have quite a negative opinion of it, because I had a very negative opinion of the sequel trilogy, and I've had a very negative opinion of Disney, and especially Disney and how Disney has impacted Star Wars, because I'm not really a fan of the content they've made, maybe excluding Rogue One once I've finished watching it. I've heard it's pretty good in the third act. However, I was pleasantly surprised, because The Mandalorian is a very easy show, and it's a complete break from the other eras and the other parts of Star Wars, and it covers a crucial era that we really haven't seen anything about, because all we saw was the Battle of Yavin, and 30 years later we're picking up with the Resistance and the First Order, and it's complete bonkers and no one knows what's going on. So, Mandalorian does help bridge the gap a little bit, I think, because we now have a small idea what was going on, but it's on a small scale. A way that might make people more invested in the sequel trilogy is if they do a Star Wars story, like Rogue One and Solo have been, but set it between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. That might be a way to get people more invested in this. However, I'm not sure. I think a lot of people have made up their mind on the sequels. It's kind of a love-hate thing. But I will get around to reviewing those and explaining in detail why I hate them. Why I really, really hate those films. But Mandalorian, I love it. For what it is. I love it for what it is, because it's just perfect at what it's meant to be doing, which is appealing to everyone, but also not ruining the core Star Wars films in the process. So Mandalorian bridges the gap really well. Thank you, bye.